Aiden, look up. There we go. So on our lesson here, we have shiroi, right? So white. This is a great, I think just off of the very first one, we already have a great lesson that we're gonna do. I've got an idea. So we have shiroi kutsu, right? Easy. Shiroi is white, kutsu is too. But wait a minute, Keen. Isn't shiro also white? It is, but that's a noun. So let's go over really quick. Adjectives. Shiroi. Chairoi. Akai. Let's just do 3 of them for now. We'll add as we go. So shiroi. White. Chairoi. Brown. Oops. Akai. Right, is red. Now. Hey, Amoto, how's it going? Yahoo, konbanwa. So I'm just going to go over really quick the difference between the adjective colors as adjectives and colors as nouns. I need to double check if they are still labeled nouns, but they're used basically like nouns. So I'm going to call them nouns. If I'm wrong, I'll change it in the edit later. But so let's chairo, shiro, chairo, aka. Okay. So the main difference in the usage of this chairo, aka, is that the adjectives, the ones that basically ended e at the end. Thank you very much for hosting the stream, Tris. Appreciate it. The one that ended e, they can be directly added to nouns to explain what color that noun is, right? As we have shiroi kutsu here. You could not put shiro kutsu. That's weird. You just don't do that. Okay. So you of course could say chairoi kutsu for brown shoes. You could say akai kutsu for red shoes, right? Okay. So that is the main difference. If you ever got confused between why you might see, especially like on things like Duolingo, you'll see it as shiro one time and shiroi the other time. You're like, wait, what? I'm confused, right? So we still have brown. So let's just say shiroi kutsu. I'm gonna put a mutter because this is okay, right? This is how we often do it in Japanese. We do maru and batsu, right? Circle and X. Right? So batsu is not okay grammar. So shirokutsu. We don't say this. You need to connect it to a noun, you need the adjective version. So shirokutsu equals white shoes. And we keep using the word kutsu, but you can add this to anything, any noun, right? Hi. Okay, so let's teach it like this. So we can Aiden. No. Let's teach it this way. So we can basically do, like I said, we use nouns. Tris actually got it right. That's my bad. We can connect two nouns with no, right? And so we can do exactly what Tris did. We can say shiro no kutsu. This isn't. There are reasons to say this, but I would use shiroi kutsu most of the time. No kutsu. Okay, still white shoes. Okay, so that's grammatically that's the 2 different ways you can do it. I'm trying to think. There's okay. The one exception I can think of right now is midori. Midori is, you do not say midori for adjective. It just doesn't exist, right? green. And so you'll always have to say midori no kutsu, midori no nanchara. You can't say midori something. It doesn't exist. Okay. And so let's add some other colors. We have aoi, right? This is blue. Aiden, please stop. So it'd be ao. So when you're talking about specifically the colors, like I like the color blue, you would use the noun. Or you can even say aoiro ga suki. Not aoiro, aoiro, because you're talking about the noun. Ao ga suki, aoiro ga suki. Ao. Blue. Okay. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, and I was gonna say, just a side note, there are a few things. My teacher, I may be wrong, because this is just what my Japanese teacher taught me a long time ago. And it might have been on the top of their head, and they might not have been sure, to be honest. But what I was told is, part of the reason midori is not it doesn't have its proper adjective and whatnot. Midori is actually traditionally it is talking about actual greenery, trees, bushes, stuff like that. And it can still be used that way. And ao, at least traditionally, covered more of the blue spectrum as specifically the green part, right? Traditionally. And so we still say aoringo for green apple. Green apple. We say aoshingou. That's not right. Aoshingou to mean green light, as in red light, green light, green light, right? So be careful. Clearly these are blue, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, be careful. I'm gonna put here, just in case anybody's confused, just reading the notes. Not blue, right? Not blue, because that's what you think it means, right? More or less, yeah, makes sense. Okay, so all on the first thing. We can maybe add a few colors a little bit later, but I think we'll go ahead and just do a few more questions so we actually use Duolingo, because I opened it up and this is the first question. Yeah, the kanji is used to describe greenery, exactly, Tris. Yeah, you would know. Tris would know. But yeah, that's that. That's that. So, hakimashita. We talked about in a previous lesson, haku is to put on something that goes over your legs, right? From below. So shoes, pants, underwear are all haku. So I put on white shoes. Okay. Okay, so I'm glad that they are going with a theme that I've already taught, so now we can just kind of review it a little bit, right? So I will wear a blue shirt. So now we got future tense, which is nice. Future tense and present tense, by the way, in Japanese are the same, which you would think would be confusing, but it's actually not. Anyway, I'll wear a blue shirt, so aoi, right?
Aoi.
Not ao, aoi. Shatsu.
Shatsu.
Oh, and then we have not haku. They have haku here. I like they try and trick you. But no, because it doesn't go below. It doesn't go through your feet. It's something that goes over your head, right? So kimasu.
Kimasu.
Okay. For lessons on this, check out the other YouTube video. So yeah. Awashatsu wo kimasu. As you notice, we connect the color, the adjective of the color, directly with the noun.
彼女は帽子をかぶります。
Okay. Oh, good. We're practicing all of the wears, right? So kaburu, we talked about something that stays on your head. It doesn't go over your head. It's put on your head, right? Which is mostly hats. It's almost always hats. But technically, you can put anything on your head. So, you know, yeah. I don't know. Katyusha. I don't even know what we call those in English. Katyusha. Katyusha って英語でなんて言うの? Can I see? Can I see the katyusha, Aiden? This is a katyusha. I forget what we say in English. Right. This is a mini mouse katyusha. But anyway, that would be あれ? でもカチューシャをつける? かぶる? だよね. Yeah, that doesn't actually go just on top of your head, so this actually isn't even kaburu. It's tsukeru. It's more of an accessory. Yep, that's Japanese for you. In English, where, oh, where. So, anyway, 彼女は帽子をかぶります. So she wears hats. Okay, we're going plural. Who doesn't wear hats like every once in a while, right? I wear a white coat. Good, we're using colors. So, shiroi.
白い
Hi. コートを
を
着
着
ま。
ますす
Right, coat is also 着ます。
このセーターは安くないです。
このセーターは安くないです。Okay, so this sweater. Seeta is sweater. It is not sueta, it's seta, right? This sweater is not cheap. So we have yasui, and then they conjugated that to be negative, yasukunai. So not cheap. Of course, you can say the same thing by just saying takai. このセーターは高いです. But just like in English, we can say it's not cheap, we can say it's expensive, right? Let's just add that. Because we don't have anything but colors. First, let's add any colors. Any other useful colors we can use here. Please. No. Okay, so actually, I just realized I thought there were more. There are a few more that are only used as nouns, and so you have to use no for that. And those are actually the ones that come straight from English. So like pinku. You cannot say pinkui. That's weird. So this is pink. Orenji. Orange. Okay, you cannot say orenji. It's also weird. We have white, so let's add black, right? Kuro. Kuroi. Oh, let's put it in the same order. This one does have an adjective, so kuroi. Okay. The only ones we really want to see. Do we have yellow? We do not have yellow. Let's do kiiroi. Yellow, and then of course the same is just kiiro. Yellow. Okay, I think that's enough colors, right? Do we have the... Oh. See, I knew there were plenty. Murasaki is also, you don't say murasaki. Probably pretty much all of the ones that just end in E, right? It's because it's weird. Murasaki is purple. Oops. We have white, black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's about the same. Hey, Sin, thank you for the lurk. That's about the same that I'm teaching my kids. I think that's enough numbers or colors. And since we have a little bit more room, we'll go ahead and put just some other vocab here. So, このセーターは安くない. Let's say 安いです, right? Let's put just all of the different things we can say about this. Hey, Mora-chan. Ah! Mora-chan, subscribe, arigato. Already 8 months. Thank you so much. Thank you for using the new following mode. So we can say このセーターは安いです to mean yasui is going to mean cheap, whereas changing the negative by taking up the e and adding kunai gonna mean the exact opposite, right? So can I fit this all? このセーターは安いです. Let's take off the this. Let's speak in casual because I want this to all fit. Okay. You know what? Let's actually just get rid of this. Get rid of this sentence. Let's just talk about this real quick. So we have yasui, cheap. Right? Cheap. Nope, that's not how you spell that. My finger slipped, I promise. Yasukunai, which is going to be not cheap, right? Another way to say not cheap would be to say takai, which can, be careful, it can also mean tall, but in this case we're talking about expensive. I guess I'll read it anyway. Tall or expensive. Like, biru ga takai desu, it would mean that the building is tall, or it could mean that it's expensive, which is actually sometimes even native speakers go, wait, which one? But usually we're talking about height, right? We're talking about a building. But you know, sometimes it's a really fancy building. Takakunai, right? Takakunai would mean not tall, not expensive. Okay, so just a few more things to add to the list. We are gonna go ahead and review really quick. So stick around, ask questions if you have any. So, we have not every color can be used as an e adjective like this. I'm actually gonna add this. There's a few ways to call this, but the way I learned in school, we called them e adjectives versus na adjectives. There are no na color adjectives. There are no colors that are not adjectives. Anyway, so we have shiroi, we have kuroi, chairoi, akai, aoi, kiiroi, right? And these can all be used directly with a noun. So you can say shiroi kutsu, right? White shoes. Kiiroi kutsu. Aoi kasa, blue umbrella, right? Let's say akai shatsu, right? Red shirt. Kuroi skateboard, right? Black skateboard. Okay, you can connect them directly. The rest of these, a lot of them are basically the same. We take shiroi, but we take off the e, and it's shiro, right? It's a noun, and so it can still be used with nouns, but we have to use, instead of connecting it directly, we have to add a no in there, because that's how you connect two nouns, right? So shiro no kutsu is technically right, but we would usually, for the ones that do have e adjectives, we'd usually connect them directly. So specifically for the ones that you can't, you have to use the no. So these ones right here you're gonna have to use this grammar. So midori no kutsu, right? Murasaki no kutsu. Pinku no kutsu, orenji no kutsu. Right? These last two they literally come from English, and so that's why. Just something to be careful about, and something kind of interesting about Japanese culture is that Ao used to cover more of the spectrum, and pretty much covered green, and therefore we have certain words in Japanese that nowadays we would call green, but the words themselves are actually blue, right? So to say green apple, we call them green apple in English. It's aoringo in Japanese. And I'm pretty sure if you said, as a Japanese person, aoringo nairo, they'd probably say midori, right? It's still green, but green apple itself is going to be aoringo. You would not say midori ringo, midori no ringo. You just don't. I mean, you can say midori iro no ringo. I guess that would technically be correct because it is a green colored apple. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, we have akashingo and then we have aoshingo. Even though it's a green light, we call it aoshingo. Okay. And then just slightly different topic. We went over yasui and takai, right? So yasui is cheap, takai is expensive, at least in this example. And then you can make either of those negative. We've talked about this in previous lessons, but quite simply, we take off the e and add kunai, right? Kunai. So yasui becomes yasukunai, not cheap. Takai becomes takakunai, not expensive, right? So technically, we have two ways of saying the same thing here. We can say yasukunai, not cheap. Takai, expensive, right? Same meaning. Yasui, cheap. Takakunai, not expensive. Pretty much same meaning, right? Okay. I think we're good. Questions?どうも、キンリフレックスです。動画の最後まで見てくれてありがとうございました。内容が気に入られた方は、チャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。I also encourage you to follow me on Twitch to chat or watch me live. The link is in the description below.